And we're back with the Monday Morning Motivator. I'm Jessica Magoch, your host, CEO of JPM Sales Partners, sharing everything I learned recruiting, training, and leading a startup sales team from zero to over $100 million in 3 years so you can launch your startup and your vision into the world. And I've got back with me my special guest, Melinda Elmborg of StartupAction.co. And she's a former VC who has transitioned into helping startups really launch and scale with her accelerator programs. And so she has a lot to share. And today's part 3 of sharing her the 3 biggest mistakes that she sees startups make that cause them to fail so that you can avoid them. So thank you for coming back, Melinda.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
I'm so excited for you to share with us tip number 3. And before we do that, so I don't have to rush at the end, I want to make sure everyone has your link to resources. That's startupaction.co. I'll put it in all the comments and all that too. You can grab her. She's got tons of free templates and resources on that page, and that'll connect you with her so you can communicate and stay in touch with her and find out about her accelerator program if you qualify for it, how you can get into that and learn everything from her VC perspective on how to win with or without funding. So thanks, Melinda, for being back here.
Thanks.
With mistake number 3 to avoid. So we did 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
But that's not enough, right?
So
number 3, if you guys didn't see 1 and 2, go back and listen to those because they're all critical. Number 3 is?
So number 3, then I really want to speak about metrics, and a little later I'm going to explain OKRs as well.
Okay.
So this is something that becomes crucial when you have a couple of hundreds or a couple of thousands of users. Depending on if you're B2B or B2C. So a couple of hundreds if you're B2B and a couple of thousand if you're B2C.
Okay.
And that is that you need to start measuring what your users are doing. And there are different ways of doing that. I don't have time to go into the technical part of it.
Right.
But you need to find out what they're doing on your platform and not just if they open the app or if they go to your webpage. You also need to know if they're actually doing what you wish them to do. And a lot of startups have all of this massive amounts of data, but you also need to do something with it. They should just not sit on your servers. And it's really important to define good metrics and metrics that can help you make decisions, because that's the whole interest of having metrics, is to have them help you make the right decision so you know where to invest and what to do. And so I would say I think you should automate this process of getting that data out and making it valuable. So you have different dashboard tools. So I'm a big fan of Clipfolio, for example. I've tried others, but they were all really bad. But Clipfolio is really good. I like it. And then you can get like direct access. So you don't sit in Excel and like manually update your numbers.
Right.
That is a waste of your time, and your time is super valuable. So it's worth paying those like $70 a month for a Clipfolio account, so you don't have to do that, and you connect all your data sources in one place, and you can have your metrics in one place. And so that, I would say, is the first part of the mistake. And the second part of this mistake is that you're not filtering down and focusing enough among your metrics. So you measure like everything, and you have these crazy huge dashboards, but you need to define what you want to focus on. And you need to have like your whole team to depending on the size of your team. But if you're in early days and maybe you have like 15 people in your team, you want to focus all of them on a certain metric. Like now we want to focus on our activation rate this month. And another month might be like, this conversion rate when they go from this step in our funnel to this step in our funnel.
Right.
So, and a great system for doing this is called OKRs. So it stands for objectives and key results.
Okay.
And it has been made famous. Today the most famous company using this is Google. They're crazy strict on their OKRs. So if you ever meet anyone who's ever worked at Google, you can ask them about their OKRs. And a lot of startups have been inspired by Google's success, and they're also implementing OKRs. And you really see, I really see, like from my experience, is that those startups who actually do OKRs, they grow way faster. So objectives and key results is that you set an objective, and then you set that objective for a quarter, and it can be a company objective, and you have individual objectives. So you have different like people in your company and the company as a whole who have different objectives. So your objective might be, I want to launch. I'm a salesperson and I want to launch and start selling in Canada or something. And that might be an objective. So Q3 2019, I'm going to be responsible for launching this company in Canada. But that is not a very measurable, like, what does it mean? Like, when do we have success in launching in Canada? Right. Is it when we have a sales meeting or a customer or what? So then objectives and key results come in, because you state the objective. So successfully launch in Canada. And then you add as measured by, and then you add your key results. That might be like, have 10 demo meetings, or have 3 customers that have signed, or something else. And then you can, so you set that in the beginning of the quarter, and then you have something to measure against in the end of the quarter.
Okay. And so do the individual OKRs align with the companies, or are they different?
So I think it depends. So like if you're in early days and you have very, very crucial like metrics or things that you need to make it happen, the more people you can get to focus on this objective, the better. But as you grow, the company objective and different like team objectives and individual objectives, they can differ. And it doesn't need to be like a waterfall thing either. So, but if you want to, if anyone wants to learn more about OKRs, there's a book called Measure What Matters. That is really good, and that explains all of it, and explains lots of examples as well.
Excellent. I think a mistake I see is, and granted, I'm usually in like more earlier stage, but trying too many objectives at once. So maybe the opposite of like not having an objective, but having too many objectives, and like you were saying, like pick this conversion and improve it. Well, they're picking like 3 or 4 different conversions, and then you don't know how they're affecting each other. So you're changing too many things at once. You don't have a constant like in a laboratory. So I think even if it doesn't have to be quarterly, but if you're younger, then like shorter objectives, but one at a time, give it enough time so that you can see what the effect is going to be. And then you can plan out like, after we've done this, then we'll move on to the next thing. But you can't, work on your conversions on the landing page at the same time you're working at your conversions from the ad to the landing page. Like you have to do one thing, or testing a video versus a image or something like that. Yeah,
definitely. That's why it's so powerful. If you have like a team of 15 people and you say like, this month or right now we're just focusing on this, and like, you engineers in the tech team, what ideas do you have, and how could we pull this together? And you in the marketing or sales team, like, what do you think we need to change to reach this higher number of conversions?
And make sure they're not conflicting, like they're not going to run into each other.
Yes, definitely.
Well, we're up on time, but thank you so much for joining us. Remember to go check out Melinda's free resources and link up with her. We're so happy to have you join us and share your knowledge. We'll have to have you back and give us an update.
Thank you for having me.
And some more info. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.